Yokoso, everyone, and welcome to Anime North 2014 as we are about to kick off the StarCraft portion of today's broadcasting. All of you at home on Eschamp, of course, why aren't you down here in Toronto? Because we got an amazing crowd here. We got the top 8 Toronto StarCraft players that have been duking it out for 5 months for all those ladder points. And we're going to settle who's the best in Toronto here and now down at the Sheraton Hotel. So, I'm Virgo Jester, with me here, Master Dauk, the young and old of esports. And again, welcome everyone, and we do apologize for those delays. But, Mr. Dauk, please tell us, what is our first match going to be here today?
All right, well, we're going to be starting off with Killing Spree's NuBrGNi versus Deadly Gaming's EnderSword here in a best of 3 in the round of 8.
Our good old Spec Dave.
Yeah, he is an observer, but today he's going to be playing.
Yeah, he's top 8. He landed into the top 8 here. He also won the first TorCraft Cup here, hosted in Toronto by Eschamp, so you know that you're in for a treat. What's our format for today?
Well, we're going to be doing just a single elimination bracket, just starting at the round of 8, going up through the semis and the finals. There is a third place match, as third place gets $40. So I believe the third place match might be taking place off stream, as is TorCraft tradition, but who knows?
If that still leaves us with 5 best of 3s here to do on the stream for you guys here live at Anime North. But you know, we actually had a little bit of a mix-up here in the beginning because there was a scheduling conflict, and I believe we had some buys actually entered into the ring.
Yeah, BioIce and No Regret, unfortunately, not able to attend in the end. So
I wanted to see No Regret too. I mean, he's just a player that I really like watching.
Yeah.
So, well, c'est la vie. But we do have our bracket ready to go. We do have our players there on stream, and they're just rip-roaring again. And again, you know, technical difficulties aside, we are going to have all of our matches here today. Somebody's going to go home with the lion's share of the $400 prize pool today.
Yeah. And we're going to be starting off here. Our first game between NuBrGNi and EnderSword is going to be on Polar Night here. And again, EnderSword being our Protoss, NuBrGNi being the Zerg. We're going to be getting into it here. Start off.
Now, NuBrGNi has actually landed into top 4 at least once in some of the previous TorCrafts. He's been top 8 numerous times as well.
Yeah, I believe he got top 8 at the May Cup and also at the April Cup. I'm not sure about top 4s, but I know for sure he's gotten top 8. He was top 8 twice, as he got 50 points, and then he played a tiebreaker with Elegance to find out who would be the 8th seed. And from that, he gets the 1 point that I assigned for the tiebreaker, so 51 points in total. Yeah,
if you're curious how you get 1 point in a big tournament like this, that's exactly how you do it. As he said, Deadly Gaming EnderSword Protoss does like to throw out quite a few proxies, actually, in some of the games that we have done with him. But then again, like, he's had to go up against such players as Hendralisk and Massa, who are also here today, and we're going to be seeing them a little bit later. So we're going to have to see, what is EnderSword going to do here on Polar Night? What's the response going to be from NuBrGNi? And we're basically just waiting for the last few maps here to get downloaded, and we're going to be on our way for game number 1. Again, best of 3.
Yeah. Our first game is going to be on Polar Night. A lot of proxy shenanigans can happen. And after this, we are going to be heading to Yeonsu and Habitation Station. If you are wondering, since TorCraft did start in Season 1 of 2014, Ladder Season 1 of 2014, we are continuing with Ladder Season 1's maps, as we kind of stretched over into Season 2, but what can you do? We're still loading up here, but, sometimes technology doesn't quite cooperate, but what can you do?
It will be all good. We're going to get into this, not a problem. But as you said, it is the previous season's map pool. So if you do see a Polar Night here and you're just not used to it, then don't worry. I mean, this is basically going to be our last event for the TorCraft because 2014, these are the finals. And then we're just going to start basically getting to work on a possible Season 2. And, Season 2 is going to be coming around because of great supporters like you guys out there on the stream. You've been following, you've been subscribing. We got some sub emoticons out there as well that have been just, we spam those a lot in their chat. WarChamp7, they're in the chat, or the admins. You can easily see what our sub icons are there. So all of your support has been going right back in for more events and bigger prize pools for upcoming events. So we do thank you for all that. And of course, we also have a new sponsor as well, because not only are we here at Anime North 2014, but we also have Chairs for Gaming now backing Canadian esports. So, well, thanks, Dave. I like you too, dude. So, I mean, big thanks to them as well. And it does look like we are ready to go.
Yep, we're going to be getting in here, spawning on top of our Orange Zerg, representing Killing Spree. It is NuBrGNi.
A lot of Zergs here in Toronto, I gotta say, but a little bit outside of the realm of possibilities here. Mr. EnderSword from Deadly Gaming here on our purple Protoss. He's going to be seeing what he can do, and off the bat, he's going to, I guess, go for expand.
Possibly.
Well, what else
Yeah.
would you do with a pylon that far forward?
Yeah, it's probably going to be Forge Fast Expand. Polar Knight, it is a map where you can do things like that. As the choke, it's just wide enough to fit one pylon in terms of spacing. And right now we're going to have to see EnderSword. I feel like he'll go for Nexus first. Polar Knight, it's a much larger map in terms of two-player maps. But, you know, we're going to have to find out.
That Overlord is certainly chugging, trying to get down here to see what he's up to. But, I mean, as you said, it's a little bit bigger, so you could probably comfortably at this point just go for that Nexus first, unless NuBrGNi is going to be doing any kind of rushing mechanics, which he does actually go for the spawning pool first. Maybe he's actually expecting a little bit of cheese, knowing who EnderSword is. But, you know, again, it's a long distance to go, and it is actually going to be the Forge first.
Yeah. Well, right now, probably just trying to play it safe here. And, you know, EnderSword here, he is known as the GM killer, and he does want to face Masa up next in the semifinals, so wants to keep that title strong, so doesn't want to play risky and lose it all.
As a note, I mean, yeah, Masa, the Toronto Terran of Terror, #1 in the seeding. He's had a fantastic run here through the TorCraft Cup. He does have that bye. So, you know, again, the winner of this will be facing off against him. And, you know, EnderSword has actually played him a few times. We've actually seen that. Again, goes back to the whole proxy scenario. But NuBrGNi, you did throw down the hatch. We still have no Nexus there for EnderSword. Oh, there it goes. It's finally down now.
Yep.
This is going to be cannons.
Yeah, it's going to be cannons after all, yeah. And, you know, NuBrGNi still hasn't seen it. The first cannon has gone down. That hatchery is only halfway done. This cannon should be able to finish up without, you know, getting spotted. And the Zergling's already headed across the map. And here comes the second cannon. Still not visible.
Can't see it.
Because hatcheries have very low sight range when getting morphed in. And here come the Zerglings. There is no cannon back at home.
Nope.
So he's risking it by going for this cannon rush.
Yeah, EnderSword, I mean, putting all of his offense there up at that expansion. Like, I mean, NuBrGNi, wow, he actually is going to cancel that. I really expected him to kind of hold on with that. But, you know, down goes that pylon, and now there's going to be a very unprotected base here for EnderSword. And that's 6 Zerglings that I don't think he can really deal with without taking huge losses.
Yeah, and here comes the probe pull. EnderSword, he really needs to be careful. He doesn't want to lose too many probes so far. Looks like he is going to be able to clean up these Zerglings.
Yeah, the mining time lost, however, and they're still chasing out these Zerglings. Like, at this point, EnderSword is not really getting any kind of income. In fact, it's very, very little income indeed. And the second and third are actually going to be planted on the back of this there from NuBrGNi. I mean, we don't even have a gateway yet here.
Yeah, NuBrGNi, he's done what a lot of Zergs tend to do when a cannon rush heads their way. They just try and skip over towards the third and fourth bases, take those, and when he can get rid of the cannons in his natural, take a fourth, and then he's extremely ahead in economy and pull the bluff of the cannons.
Well, it's not over quite yet for EnderSword. I mean, he does have the cannons up there at the natural there from NuBrGNi, but he has absolutely no scouting, does not know about the second or third coming down, and, you know, soon that's going to be critical mass for NuBrGNi. Like, this could be a really early, just a lot of Zerglings rushing in and just ending this game.
Yeah. Right now, it looks like these two Zerglings, they're just going to keep trying to poke at whatever they can. There's not a lot that they can anyways, because a cannon did go down in the main. The gateways are coming down as well for EnderSword here. Right now, NuBrGNi, though, he's just trying to keep EnderSword in his base because he's getting up 2 bases right now. If anything were to leave for EnderSword, he'd be in a lot of trouble because he doesn't really have an army to deal with it. He's just been droning up. He's been getting those hatcheries.
We need a few Zealots into the mix just to deal with these Zerglings, but I'm not too sure that's even going to be an option because it's just been Zerglings after Zerglings after Zerglings here. NuBrGNi has even more of them coming across the map, and again, this Forge in the front is not a very good wall whatsoever. Going for the spawning pool first actually ended up really nice here for NuBrGNi because he was able to counterattack just so, you know, easily.
Yeah, and a probe going to be able to spot that third base. A lot of Zerglings are here over at the natural. The Nexus is taking a lot of damage right now and might go down. And EnderSword, he's already extremely behind in terms of economy, especially with 3 bases now for NuBrGNi. The economy is just going to get jump-started extremely hard.
Well, not only the economy, but the larva count as well. I mean, we got Zergling speed on its way, more drones behind this. NuBrGNi's not taking any kind of chances here because there's, you know, a good amount of money here on the line. He's actually going to go look for another base there from EnderSword, but unfortunately, he's just not going to find anything. And this is the 1 base contain, I feel.
Yeah, right now it just looks like 2 drones even going to be getting into the main base. Cannon's going to be able to take out 1. And that one, oh, stays alive. And what's it going to be doing?
Proxy hatch.
Oh, it tries to take an extractor, but not going to be able to. Those probes actually going to go away. Almost.
The gutsiest drone ever. 4 hit points.
Yeah. 4 hit points. Men
No, it is.
oh!
I wasn't serious, NuBrGNi. You shouldn't listen to an old man like me, but I don't actually think that's going to live, to be honest.
Yeah, there's 3 Zealots right now. Stalkers are going to be coming out. There is a Mothership Core as well. And as you can see right now, yeah, it's going to get canceled. The drone going to die. But it will strike some fear into EnderSword's heart.
Well, EnderSword has actually amassed a bit of an army here. I mean, between the Zerglings versus this, Protoss very beefy units who should be able to just hold their own. It's going to try to do this re-expansion, but 3 bases to the 1. And again, like the tech on the side of NuBrGNi just continues on. 28 more Zerglings going to be coming down. More Queens for more larvae and roaches.
Yeah, it looks like that cannon in the natural finally going to get taken care of here by NuBrGNi. Roachhorn's finished up with an evolution chamber on the way, so it looks like he's going to be transitioning into lair tech now.
A lot of Zerglings.
Yeah, a lot of Zerglings, but you know, they got bottlenecked pretty hard, so did waste a lot more than he probably needed to, but...
That was a really good spot to put that cannon. I mean, it was a good effort there from EnderSword. For the timing, he would have really expected to go hatch first, so then, as soon as he gets out those... photon cannons that the hatch would have been done, he would have been able to get it, but we went spawning pool first here from NuBrGNi, so he was still able to just recoup from that loss. And as I said, 28 Zerglings on the way, not too much of a wall here, is there?
Yeah, and all these Zerglings, there are 6 Zealots and 2 Stalkers, should be able to take out the Stalkers, and now with just Zealots, he really can just do whatever he wants to. The Mothership Core, it looks like it has enough energy for 1 photon overcharge. But that Nexus is going to be finishing up. He probably should head into the main right now.
Yeah, these Zerglings are just throwaway at this point. They're just keeping EnderSword a bit busy because we got 9 roaches now on the way with upgrades. And again, like NuBrGNi, we just got such an early game advantage by doing that 1 counterattack, getting up to 3 bases. And he got larva counts. So it's just slowly going to overrule him a 1-base Protoss. He is up to 2 now, but I don't know. The future looks grim here for EnderSword.
Yep, right now it looks like those Zerglings finally going to get thrown out of EnderSword's bases here. Robotics facility going to be coming down for him, but NuBrGNi, he has 1-1 on the way for his Zerglings, and he also has Galal Reconstitution coming out
Got
soon.
a free Stalker out of that.
Yeah. I think a Zergling Roach bust, possibly.
Well, we don't have any Banes. No Baneling nest that I'm aware of, but the double Evos are just chugging away. More Roaches going to be coming down. If you look at the supply differences, 100 to 52, EnderSword is definitely on the back foot. These Zerglings keep getting in and keep taking out these probes.
Yeah. A lot of workers killed. 63 drones to 30 probes. That is a huge difference here. And EnderSword realistically is only on like a base and a half right now compared to the 3 bases coming on to 4 for NuBrGNi.
The macro hatch going down, the 4th base here for NuBrGNi as well. You see melee and ground carapace, they're going to be actually now done. And it's going to be a really nice 1-1 push there with the combination of the Zerglings. But no, it's just going to be NuBrGNi taking his time. Again, just making sure that everything is in the right spots. He's not taking any kind of chances. But at this point, I think he might be going a little overkill. I mean, he has over double in terms of economy. Not only the minerals, but the gas as well. And again, the supply differences is 50 difference at this point.
Yep, right now, the economy, again, very in favor of NuBrGNi, doubling his opponent right now. And Galal Reconstitution going to be finished up, just going to be pumping out Roaches right now, getting +1 missile attacks here. So yeah, definitely going to be transitioning out of the Zergling tech. Going to be going Roach Hydra here as their Hydralisk Den is getting thrown down. This is a composition we don't see completely often. A lot of Zerg
anymore, I think is the word you were looking for.
Yeah, a lot of Zerg players, they opt to go for a lot of different compositions versus Protoss. But, here, NuBrGNi, I feel like the Roach Hydra, definitely with a lot of Hydralisks, could do a lot of work. There aren't any robotics facility units here. Time will go down, but it was a little misplaced as the Roaches, they were able to get away already.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm really looking to see how many sentries we actually have here in the mix, because those force fields are going to be very, very useful, I feel, especially up against a surround that could be happening right now. Zerglings from one side and the other Roaches.
Gets all the sentries, and right now, taking out those sentries was crucial as the force field's all gone. Only a 3 going to be able to go down. The Roaches already in close quarters already, so it's not going to be able to work. EnderSword dropping in supply. +1 is going to finish, but it's not even going to matter.
Man, the concaves that these roaches have with the Zergling meat shields. Again, the supply has just plummeted. Zerg OP.
And GG. NuBrGNi going to take game number 1 here.
I like the whole Idra at the end of that Zerg OP GG. Protoss aren't supposed to win against Zerg. What are you talking about?
Well, if we follow regular StarCraft tradition, Protoss isn't supposed to win ever.
Ever. Yeah. I thought Protoss right now is the A-click to move and win. Is that not how it is?
Well, if you get lucky and your units don't all clump together.
Well, still a very powerful game number 1 there from NuBrGNi, one of our Toronto Zerg. We actually have a lot of Zerg. If you watch any of the TorCraft stuff, you would have noticed that at some point in our top 8 for some of the TorCraft events, we had up to 6 Zerg. We really like our Zerg for sure.
Yeah. And map 2 is actually going to be Yeonsu here. And Yeonsu, it's a much less Zerg-favored map. It's more even across all 3 races. So, you know, it's going to be interesting how this works. And Protoss, they have a lot of tricks up their sleeves on this map. DTs work very well. EnderSword, very known for his Dark Templar here in
proxies
the
and cheese and cannons and Templar, oh my.
Yeah. Proxy Stargates, also very good on this.
How do you spell Yongsu? That's a good question.
well,
Proxy Stargates, I think we've seen that before up against Massa. But then Massa just builds turret missile turrets, and it's K. Can't really, like, with a Zerg, I mean, you're going to get a lot of queens by default, especially if you're going to see Proxy Stargate coming into effect. So, we'll see.
Yeah. All right, well, we're going to be getting game number 2 set up here.
Yeah, as you said, it will be on Yeonsu. This is match point for EnderSword. He really needs to bring his A game here to a map that, maybe not Zerg favored. He's going to have to try to take advantage of that, use some of those aces up his sleeve, because if he is out on this map, it will be a 2-0 victory, and we're going to see a NuBrGNi up against Massa in the semifinals.
Yeah, and right now... All right,
well, apparently it's going to be Habitat Station instead. So we're going to leave Yeonsu there for our 3rd match, so that will be that. NuBrGNi and EnderSword, again, just really powerful stuff coming out from our Zerg. And, Hendrilisk has been a repeat silver placement here in a lot of the TorCraft Cups. He's also Zerg, if I recall.
Yeah. Well, heading to Habitation Station, it's a very different map compared to Yeonsu. Still 2-player, but the positioning of the bases, the fact that there's gold minerals on this map, and the fact that it's a lot shorter compared to Yeonsu makes it extremely different ball game here.
I really love the fact that there's actually gold minerals in a ladder map. Like back in the Wings of Liberty day, I think it was like one of the Lost Temple variants had gold in the middle. So if you're a Terran, you'd actually just lift up, go into the mid, sit down, and then your opponent's just looking through all 3 of the corners, just looking for you, and you can't find them. And then, with any luck and skill, the gold minerals actually make such a big difference. You'd come back into it. Now, of course, we're not going to see that. We'd have no Terran here today, but Zerg like to get 3 base, and that is definitely a very powerful option.
Yeah. Well, gonna get game number 2 set up here on Habitation Station. And, we are here at Anime North 2014. I've been enjoying myself here. It's my first Anime North. It's been a lot of fun so far.
Oh, yeah, you weren't here last year, were you?
No, I wasn't.
Well, last year we had... I'm trying to remember some of the competitors. I think we had Massa and Hendrilisk here, I believe, last year as well.
Yeah.
Complexity had Rise here. And we actually had, like, a casting couch. We had an interviewer. And we actually did like some commentary between matches about like how to get into the commentary, how to do YouTube. It was all here in the Ambrosia room, so I'm actually really surprised that it's almost identical compared to last year. We got the Fighting Skies over off to the side, we got the League of Legends off to the other just doing their BYOC, and then we got the pros here in the mid.
Yep, so we're going to be getting into game number 2 here at Habitation Station. PVZ again. NuBrGNi leading 1-0. He really wanted game.
Damn!
The lights are on. We can be seen now.
That light is extremely powerful.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I hear that we had some lighting fun yesterday with.
Yesterday during Super Smash Bros. Melee, I'm a bit of a darker skin tone myself, so I had a little bit of trouble. Like, at least personally, I'm not sure about people watching the stream or people watching the stage. But when I looked at the screen and the camera was on, I had trouble seeing myself. So I don't know if it was just being tired from casting for 8 hours or if it was like the hunger that I had for not eating for like 10 hours. But
you are young yet, young Padawan. You will learn to master your cravings and do 16-hour days, go to bed for 5, and just do it all over again. Warchamp, one of our lovely producer here for all the production qualities. Yeah, he hasn't slept since Thursday. So, again, learn from your peers. Oh, there goes my pen. Yep. We are loading into Habitation Station, so, guys, we are ready to go here. Just figuring out a few last-moment things here. But, again, NuBrGNi and EnderSword, like, hopefully they got enough rest because it's a lot more demanding on them than it is us.
All the players here for TorCraft, they did arrive today. They weren't, at least I know most of them were. I'm not sure if some of them were here yesterday, but I know quite a few of the players here for TorCraft. They arrived this morning, and so they're probably much more well-rested than, say, we are here at Eschamp. But, we're here. Game number 2 is loaded, and even if we're tired, we still got to power through it.